Exactly 4 weeks ago today, on Friday, July 11th, I published a video where I was answering a question that I got as a direct message on Instagram. That question was my thoughts on the viral topic that was going around probably on social media sites about being billed as a no-show for not attending a wedding that a couple RSVP'd they would attend. So basically they RSVP'd they would attend, and they didn't show up and they received a bill. If you didn't watch that video or you need a refresher, please take a look at that. I do share my thoughts on that. Well, ironically, a few days later, I got a question, a scenario that was left as a YouTube comment. So this was left on Tuesday, July 15th, 4 days later, but not on that video. This was actually on another great video that's older, choosing your friend group as an adult. So this really, it is more, the question or scenario is more tailored to this video on choosing your friend group as an adult, and that video will be linked. I'll put a thumbnail in here. Also, the video on being billed for a no-show, I'll put a thumbnail in here, and that video will be linked also. So this is an older video on choosing your friend group as an adult. I highly recommend that you watch it because it is really great. Choose wisely, right? But this question and scenario came through on that video. Let me read it. So she starts out, "Your videos are always so helpful. Thank you for what you do. Your message and examples are always spot on. Thank you, Lauren, who sent this. I would love you to address the following scenario. What would you do if the week before your friend's wedding, you found out she was talking very badly about you behind your back? Do you still go to the wedding and then cut off the person? Tell her you won't be attending? Would you ever confront the person or just let it go? We are leaning towards just attending, then cutting the couple off and leaving it at that. Would love your thoughts." Well, thank you, Lauren, for thinking of me, because often I am going to come from a different lens than, let's say, another friend of yours would, or a family member, because I have no bias in this. Also, in what I do for a profession, which is coaching, we don't necessarily place emphasis on the story. We dive much deeper. So we come from a little bit different lens. Here's my initial thoughts without working with Lauren. So, okay, it's a week before her friend's wedding, and she found out that her friend was talking badly about Lauren behind her back. I'm going to start right there. Who gave you this information? Number one, because there's two sides, and actually three, in my opinion, to all stories. His, hers, the truth. Or the person who shared it with you, the person getting married, and the truth, right? So first of all, I would like to know a little bit about the person who shared this information with you, because to me, this can say a lot about them. So when we're talking about cutting off friends, just something to think about, Lauren. Is this a friend that needs to be cut off as well? How much weight does this friend or person who told you bear? How much weight do they bear in your life? Because at the end of the day, we can be friends with and we can love our family members, but we know which ones don't really bear much weight on what they share. Some differences between they and I, right? So we're starting right there. Would love to know. So just something for you to take stock on. Where did I get this information, and what's my read on this person? Is this a person who loves and thrives on drama? Chances are they could be escalating what was actually said. So again, I talk all the time about what they say. And 5 weeks ago today, I have a video where I talk about the noise of the world or the noise of other people. Check that out. So that's the first thing. The next question, do you still go to the wedding and then cut off the person? Well, of course you're going to go to the wedding, in my opinion, because you made a commitment. So if you RSVP'd that you would attend, if you are a respectful and responsible person, in my opinion, you will follow through, okay? Irregardless of what someone else did or has done, you made a commitment, therefore you follow through. Just attend the wedding. Be an adult. Adult type things happen. Attend the wedding. Be a person of your word. Now, this is where a lot of people will tell you differently, and often it'll make perfect sense they do. Some people literally thrive on this type of stuff. Do you want to be one of them? So, do you still go to the wedding and then cut off the person? Well, I can't tell you what to do, but I feel a respectful, responsible person, which maybe the bride isn't based on what we heard, right? We heard she's not, but you don't have to be that person as well. Like kind of like two wrongs don't make a right type thing. Or here's another thing. Tell her you won't be attending. I don't support that either. Because number one, we are going by hearsay. We're going by something, someone had to tell you this information, and that will be up to you if you want to poke around and probe about that. That will be up to you. Again, I'm already seeing red flags altogether and numerous parts, but I don't support approaching the bride before her wedding. Just, you're going to go to the wedding. You're going to put on the big girl pants. You're going to attend just as if nothing happened. Let the wedding get into the past, okay? So no, you won't be telling the bride that you won't be attending. Would you ever confront the person or just let it go? This is where it depends on if this relationship with the bride is worthy of reconciling, if something did indeed happen, or cultivating. So look at the history of the relationship. Has there been a pattern? Have you observed some red flags in the past? If so, we want to believe people for showing us who they are, not what people tell us they are. This is our own observation as an adult that we get to make a decision on our own without being influenced by others, okay? That's called agency. It's called having autonomy, okay? A lot of people don't have agency and autonomy. Having the two together means no one else is going to influence the choices I make. So if this relationship has a good history, then I would say yes. I encourage you to confront her after the wedding, after the reception, after she gets the thank you cards out, give her some time, and then confront her, but don't accuse her. Because again, you didn't catch her saying something negative behind your back. Somewhere along the line, you heard it. Somewhere along the line, you heard this. So, and again, I don't have that part of the story, but it's something to take stock on. Lauren proceeds, we are leaning towards just attending, then cutting the couple off and leaving it at that. Would love your thoughts. So again, if it's worth cutting ties with this couple based on whatever you heard, okay, but if it were me, a couple of things, and I love working with clients to dissect these things. Number one, we don't actually know the truth if someone shared this with you, okay? So it would be better long after the wedding or a little bit after the wedding, the honeymoon, let her get her thank you cards out, get adjusted in her new home, whatever she needs to do. Then you schedule a one-on-one or maybe the four of you as a couple, but I would say start out maybe just the two of you, where you share with her what you heard, and you don't need to tell her, you don't need to give her, we don't need to amplify and build the snowball. It's not important who told you. This is what I heard, and I feel that it's in the best interest of bringing this to the table, number one, to see if it's true, and number two, if it is, if this can be reconciled. and you have to decide if it's worth it. I'm also going to encourage you again to look at the history of the relationship. If this is the first go around with something that has hurt you or offended you, then again, how long have you had this friend? And if it's the first go around, I still want to know more about the person who told you. So I hope this is all making sense. And then you decide from there, or you and your husband, did you say husband? She just says we. You and your partner decide what the future of this relationship looks like. So cutting the couple off, possibly there are people in our lives, in relationships, where we just need to sever ties. Always remember, forgiveness, which is something that frees us from the burden, okay, forgiving others. Forgiveness does not mean reconnection. So you can forgive people, but choose to sever ties. Forgiveness does not require reconnection. Very important. So good luck, Lauren, whatever you decide to do. Please circle back. Would love to share in the comment section, maybe what ended up happening. I hope that this message came out in time for Lauren to take advantage of it before the wedding. But I did reply to Lauren informing her that I had a video coming out on such and such a date where I address her question in her scenario. So thank you, Lauren, for that. Before I wrap up, I just want to remind you that 2 days from today is the live training on this tool right here. If you haven't taken the Habit Tracker workshop, where I walk you through how to measure your habits for accountability and how to use this tool as one of your 3 to-do list, join me in 2 days, Sunday, August 10th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, where I will do a training on how to use this tool. I have a video that came out a couple of weeks ago where I talk about this more in depth, and I walk you through my July habit tracking and my maintenance to do. In Sunday's live training, I will cover the topic of the 3 different to-do lists that everyone needs and how we decide what goes on each of those to-dos. So if you have a hard time managing your life, things get lost, you're relying on memory, take advantage of the live training. Taking the workshop ahead of time is highly, highly recommended. If you haven't, you can get that today to prepare for the live training. But if you just want to attend the live training, you will walk away with some nuggets. But the key really lies in this tool right here that I have been using for going on 2 years. It has been such a wonderful addition to keeping me on track, living an optimal life, one that brings satisfaction and fulfillment, because I stay on top of things. I stay on top of things, and I would love to help you. All right, thanks for being here. Have a great weekend. I'll see you on Sunday at 2 p.m. in the live training class. Take care.